I'm trying to figure out why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, we all are when you think about it. Welcome to whatever this is. We haven't picked a title yet, but listen, I'm Jacob.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Tim.
Hey, Patreon boys. So listen, here's the deal. I know that I need to get some Patreon content going because I'm garbage, and people eventually stop giving me their very valuable money to make questionably okay video game reviews if they're not getting something reasonable in return. So here's what we're going to do. I'm starting a new podcast. Some of the OGs may remember that I used to do an old podcast. Fuck that one. It doesn't exist anymore. This is the podcast now. The plan is we're going to record one of these about once a week, and I'm going to upload all of them on the Patreon, but only half of them are going to be public. And we're not really trying very hard, so I don't feel very guilty about putting this content behind a paywall. Like, really, you're an idiot for paying for it. Like, got him. So that's how this is going to work. For now, they're all going to be on Patreon because it's going to take me a minute to set up the secondary YouTube channel and the new SoundCloud to get it going out to, like, fucking iTunes and all that shit. So for now, if you're listening to this on the Patreon, you're getting in on the ground floor, and you can brag, you can push up your glasses and brag about it later on. I think that's it for, like, intro shit. So here's a problem that I have with one of the people sitting at this table.
Oh my gosh.
Amanda doesn't really play video games.
No, I haven't gotten into it.
Every single time you start talking about a game you used to play, it's like the most insane game I've ever heard in my life. So this whole arc started with, there was a period of time at Amanda's work where she was like so stressed out, she would come home and play Darkest Dungeon to relax, which, like,
I had a lot of fun with expendable people and building a roster and actually seeing results in something.
But how do you how do you even, like, penetrate a game as complicated as Darkest Dungeon without already having, like, the foundation of, like, like, that's not a very good entry level game.
Look, you've got a guy with a sword and you vibe.
Okay.
I don't think you vibe, though.
No, here's the thing, though, is Darkest Dungeon is turn-based, and, like, I have a little bit of experience with turn-based stuff. I don't know if you know this, but my ex-boyfriend, shout out to Zach if you're listeing, I hope you're not, your wife is crazy.
Is it Zach Baggins?
He started me out on, like, a bricked, no. He started me out on his, like, old PSP, because that's what passed as, like, good in my relationship, is I'm going to refurbish this for you because I just bought myself another one. And I started actually playing Valkyrie Profile.
Which, again, like, what the fuck? I don't even know what you're talking about when you say that. And I theoretically review video games for a living.
It's like turn-based anime.
Yeah, that's what
it's turn-based. It's Norse-themed, right? So you play a Valkyrie and you have to, like, I can't even remember the plot at this point, but, like, it's Norse-themed. I'm Norse pagan. Like, it was a calling for me, right? So that's how he got me into it. And then, I don't know, Tim was trying to get me into games, and I saw him play Darkest Dungeon a couple times, and, like, Wayne June. I almost called him June Moon, but, like, Wayne June.
You're like, he's right. Poison is an insidious killer.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I love listening to him.
The tide is, in fact, turning.
So then, but it keeps getting worse. Like, so that was the first thing where you're like, yeah, I don't really play video games, but, like, Darkest Dungeon's sweet. And I was like, what the fuck? And then later you were like, yeah, the only video game that I could really get into in high school was Stalker Clear Sky. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Oh yeah, I remember when we had that conversation because I think we had been talking about nuclear power or something, and I made a joke about throwing bolts at the fucking anomalies.
Yeah, you made some.
Like,
yeah,
you remember
exactly.
that? I was like, remember to take bolts, you know, in case there are any anomalies.
Yeah, I was like cooking dinner, and I was like, did you just make a fucking Stalker reference? You don't even know what a game is. Like, how?
Stalker Clear Sky.
The really crazy part is that I've actually tried getting Amanda into shooters by way of Halo, which is like one of the easiest shooters to get into.
Yeah.
And Amanda was like, I don't know, I'm having some difficulty with this. And I'm like, you used to play Stalker. What the fuck?
And then and then not even fucking 5 minutes ago, we were sitting around the table, like, talking shit about games. And Amanda's like, hey, you guys ever play NetHack? Like, what the fuck? Have you guys ever played one of the most opaque and inaccessible fucking genres of all time? It's like a roguelike with no GUI. Like,
So,
what the fuck?
Here's the thing. One of the first fights, so for all of you out there in Patreon land, Tim is my husband, right? We've been together since high school. And one of the first fights we ever got into, I lent him a flash drive, and that flash drive had my net hack on it. I ran it from it. And somehow his brother got a hold of the flash drive and used it for music and downloaded all my copies of NetHacks and all my files.
So you had like a bunch of like ongoing NetHack runs?
Yeah, dude, I was absolutely pissed.
I'm going to try to play NetHack after this podcast and just get fucking pissed off. It's going to be great.
This is my cursor. It's literally just a letter from the keyboard. It looks like I'm playing DOS.
Listen, this is what's called a transition. So me and Amanda went to some sort of Alchemy convention show today, right?
Yeah, we went to the Alchemy fair at this really nice spot called Mirkwood.
So, like energy healers and like people selling crystals and shit.
Yeah, I got a tarot reading for half an hour.
Which, okay, that lady charged you $50 for a half an hour tarot reading, and then the lady up on the stage next to the fucking magnetic healer or whatever the fuck that guy was charging like $40. I know tarot cards, and I listen to that lady. I'm more charismatic and better at reading tarot cards than she is. And I'll do inverted ones because I'm not a fucking coward. I can go to one of these places and do like a 30-minute reading for half everybody else's price, and it's clean house. Like $20 for 30 minutes. We're making $40 an hour, boys. Like, I'll sign up for that.
Nobody's gonna go to you. Nobody's gonna that guy uses dark magic. He looks like a goddamn warlock.
Yeah, dark magic is the correct kind. That's how you know I'm gonna be right.
The problem that we're running into is Jacob needs a PR person to make anything happen, but he hasn't accepted yet that I am the best looking out of everybody here.
What do you mean I need a PR person? What does that mean?
You need a hot booth chick to pull them in, and luckily I own multiple miniskirts.
Yeah, you can be one of the booth babes.
You know someone who just looks like a hot dumb goth.
Yeah.
To just rack it in.
Except here's the thing, is I'm also a practicing witch, so I can add value to your practice.
So, yeah. So that was the first thing that happened. And then the second thing that happened was there was a lady there, and her sign said intuitive medium. Right? So I'm like standing there waiting for Amanda to finish the tarot reading, and I'm like walking around checking shit out, and I stop and I'm like reading her sign, and it says all the shit that she does. It's like, oh, I'm fucking intuitive medium, I fucking do medium stuff, I can like channel your guardian angel, I can do all this shit. Like this whole list of things that she can do is like a powerful sorceress. And I'm standing there, and she looks at me from her, first of all, looking at an iPhone, not very magical, like already, like your presentation sucks, like just like sitting there browsing Twitter, like, and then she looks at me and is like, did you have any questions? Bitch, you're an intuitive medium. What do you mean? You should know. You should be able to intuitively detect whether or not I had questions before we even got to this point. You should have just looked at me
and should be like, bitch, what are my questions?
Yeah, like, I don't know. You tell me, dude. Yeah. Like, you should have like a marketing strategy, right? Like, you should be sitting there. You should be sitting there, and like, I come up and I'm like reading the sign or whatever, and you kind of look at me for a second, and then you like put up your hands and you're like, I'm sensing some doubt from over here. Like, what's going on in your life right now? Like, you have to like, you gotta like rope them in. You can't just like give up the ghost.
You gotta just kind of lift up your hand like you're doing a force trick and be like, you've had a family member die recently.
Exactly. You know what it is? We've lost the art of carnival barking.
Yes.
Dude, that is the entire reason that Zach Baggins is successful, is he is a carnival barker.
Yes, Zach Baggins is what you would get if you took like a guy who listens to Slipknot and shopped at Hot Topic in like the 90s, and then that guy turned into P.T. Barnum. Like, that's what you get. That's what Zach Baggins is.
He's such a hero, dude.
Curtis is the resident Zach Baggins hater at this table, but me, Tim, and Amanda are on board for Zach Baggins.
Yeah, I'm on team Zach Baggins.
He's so good, dude.
If you don't know who Zach Baggins is, he's the Ghost Adventures guy. Just Google Ghost Adventures. He's the guy in the front with a faux hawk who only works out his biceps. You can't miss him.
Just YouTube Zach Baggins' possession and tell me that you respect this dude. You fucking won't.
You know what? Putting your pain out there for everybody to see and making money off of it.
Yeah.
Watch Demon House. Convince yourself it's not just his eyes getting old.
Dude, but that's what makes him great, is that like, it's like, all right, I'm like 43 now, I need reading glasses, and instead of just accepting that, he made up a complicated character arc where a demon throws him into a wall and like knocks his eyeballs sideways.
It's so good, dude. It's
This
the
is
best goddamn thing
Old
ever.
school spiritualism
Yeah,
shit.
it's the
Like,
best.
This is the revival that I needed.
This is like he's Miss Cleo straight out of Spencer's.
So anyway, the whole point of the segment is, so if you're a real medium, I would assume that you're probably hiding from the world on a mountain somewhere. So like already, if you are like at a convention, I'm not buying it. So the least you can do is sort of like make it a party trick and like really get into it. So like, don't look at your phone and ask me if I have any fucking questions. Like, I'm buying fucking plumbing supplies.
So, like, basically, you just went to this convention and this lady was just not putting any effort.
Yeah, just not even remotely at all.
No
Also,
American entrepreneurial spirit.
I overheard her like talking to some like teenage girl, and I guess you could like, you go up for a reading and then you can pay her through Venmo, and she doesn't like ask you to pay her on the spot. And this girl was like, yeah, okay, so you're like on Venmo? And the psych lady's like, yeah. And the girl's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna pay you. And I'm like, I'm definitely gonna come back for another reading. I was like, that bitch is not gonna pay her.
No, she
Like, she's
isn't.
going to
she
walk
knows
away.
she won't do the reading unless she knows that you're going to pay her afterwards.
Oh, right. So you're saying
yeah,
as
she's
an
intuitive.
right.
She
So
only-
as an intuitive medium, she knows.
She knows.
whether
That's
or
why
not.
she was like, "This motherfucker's not going to pay me. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Move on."
She's like Daredevil. Like, she can tell whether or
She's
not.
like 5 moves ahead. She got your ass.
Yeah, you might be right. If you know what, if she's out there right now listening to this conversation via like remote viewing that she learned from a CIA operative, then you got me. You got me good. Well played. One of the other things that I wanted to bring up was your guys' niece like entering
my
the living
God.
realm while watching The Lion King. Just tell the story and then I'll fucking elaborate.
So I have a couple different nieces and nephews, but one of them, her first words ever is
How she's like what, like 2 or 3?
she's like 2.
She's
probably
3.
2.
Okay, can I tell
Literally
this story
just
because
said at the
because
house.
Lacey literally told it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turned 3 and like corrected Tim, and he's already back. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
kids usually start talking it too, right?
Look,
Okay,
I'm
no. So
a
what
bad
it was Tim's sister-in-law has twin daughters, and one of her daughters and her were watching The Lion King. And you know that infamous scene in The Lion King where fucking Simba's dad dies and is super sad, right? So like that happens in the wildebeest stampede, and this little 2-year-old girl, like I think it was maybe 18 months. It was her first words, right?
It was like
She
the
just-
long live the king moment. He throws Mufasa into the wildebeest.
And this little girl just looks up at the screen and goes, "Oh shit."
Wait, but okay, so here's my question. Does she say oh shit when he's like falling, or did she say oh shit like when Simba finds him dead?
I think it's like when he's falling.
Yeah,
Okay.
like when he was falling in the wildebeest stampede, she
Just-
just goes, "Oh shit."
But like I just like the idea of like you're like 2 and you like just your brain like you're watching The Lion King and all of a sudden you're like alive. Like you're like creating memories and you're like, oh shit, what's going on? Okay. Oh, the lion's getting crushed by wildebeests. Like, am I alive? Like, what's happening? Like, it's like Ultron connecting to the internet. That exact moment, like you guys, somebody was like there, like they captured it.
So
They captured like the wave of existential dread you get when you realize you're mortal while watching a Disney movie.
Okay,
so my
but then
niece
the
my
thing
niece
is-
my niece basically wakes up to reality, and the first thing that she witnesses is a political assassination.
Okay, but here's the thing.
So we went to the zoo recently, and Curtis started doing probably one of my all-time favorite bits in recent memory, which is like every time we were at like an animal exhibit, he would just start loudly saying like disinformation about the animals, hoping that like that could be disseminated down into the populace.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it's really disinformation. I think I was just bringing like awareness to the public about stuff, like
Yeah.
tapirs being one of the most dangerous animals
That's
out
not
there.
true.
It is true. And
That's
if you
why they
don't-
separate them from the tigers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was also, we were like watching an elephant and it was like just fucking around in like the dirt with its trunk because like First of all, like, you're putting an animal that has, like, probably human level intelligence, but it can't do anything because it evolved to, like, have a nose for a hand, and it's just, like, going insane digging in the dirt in a zoo because, like, its life is pointless. And Curtis is like, yeah, elephants actually eat dirt.
No, so there was a family next to me, and they were like, so it was kind of a busy day, right? It's a nice summer in our state. We're having a good time. So these people just kind of like shove their way in, which I get it. You got a bunch of 30-year-old assholes sitting there taking up a bunch of space looking at the animals, and you're there with your kids, like, trying to keep them occupied for one day so you don't put a gun in your mouth. I understand. So they shove their way in, and this elephant is just sitting there fucking around with the dirt, and I'm like, oh god, it's crazy that something that big can just like live off of eating dirt. And then we just walked away.
Dude, one of my favorite ones when we were like just hanging out, and you're like, yeah, so not a lot of people know this, but porcupines can actually fire their quills short distances, and each one has the same stopping power as a 45 ACP.
That's also true. It's crazy.
There was so many. So anyway, listen, this is what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to like get their crew together, go to the zoo, and just loudly say insane shit about the animals, and like we'll see if we can get any rumors off the ground. Report back to like the Discord channel and tell your zoo disinformation stories and be like, yeah, so what?
Do your research first, okay? Go
what
out
do you
there.
Mean, do your research.
I'm just saying, if you need some facts, just like email me.
Okay, so you guys, everybody knows that I'm a big fan of like paranormal stuff and cryptid stuff, right? And this is well known. We all are. We're all big parents, except for maybe Tim. I don't know. I don't really know where he's at. But here's the deal. Let's go down the list of like we need to go down the list of like the popular cryptids and organize them by like what type of male they are.
So we're doing like weird cryptid tier list. Basically.
Yeah, we're doing like a cryptid pickup artist tier list, right?
All right.
So like Bigfoot is definitely a Sigma male, right? Because he's like a solitary ape.
Yeah, Bigfoot passes the green line test.
Yeah, he passes. He stands up straight. When he turns to look at the camera, well, okay, that one was a female, but Bigfoot, they're such powerful...
So it's a Stacy.
Well, they're such powerful Sigma males that even the female members of their species, like, look at the camera with, like, dick confidently presented, you know what I mean?
Can you be, like, a Sigma male without wearing pit vipers, though? Or has, like, anyone seen Bigfoot wearing them yet?
No, I don't think you need... Pit viper seems like more of an alpha male thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a status symbol. When you're a Sigma male outside of it, you don't need to be like.
So here's the thing about
presenting. You're not peacocking as a Sigma male.
Well, I don't think pit vipers are peacocking because they're so fucking ugly. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it draws attention.
Like the
Oakleys, it's ostentatious.
Oakleys are definitely alpha male things. Like you wear those because you want people.
No, but it trickles down, right? Because people get used to seeing things, and then afterwards, everything in fashion like just gets more extreme.
I see. So like wearing transitions, like that's the Sigma male thing because it's just
exactly. Like... So then you can push them up and get the anime gleam.
Okay, so Bigfoot firmly in Sigma male camp. I would say Jersey Devil is definitely beta male for sure. Just like this is insecure in his appearance. Only ever kills dogs because he's not confident enough to attack a human being.
This is really wild because like I don't pay a ton of attention to cryptids because for at least half my family's culture, like what some people would consider cryptids, it's actually like a religious experience, like the Night Walkers of Hawaii, or like actually like a real spiritual thing.
Yeah.
So it's.
But the Night Walkers are just like ghosts, right?
Oh, they're the ghosts of fallen warriors, but the thing is they'll drag you down with them.
Yeah, but that's like we're not in like cryptid territory. It's a little bit different,
I guess. What about the Savo man-eaters, the ghosts in the darkness?
No, those are just lions, Tim. What do you mean? Your fucking definition.
They're not just lions, dog.
Okay,
they're not cryptids, though.
Right?
But they like are like on camera and stuff.
They existed and were killed.
Bodies,
we have their bodies,
right? Like cryptids are like theoretical usually.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah. So my next suggestion was going to be Gustav, but
yeah, nope, doesn't count.
Doesn't count,
dude.
Okay, so we gotta do like the big three, right? So we got Bigfoot is the Sigma male,
right?
And then the Jersey Devil is the beta male.
So who's the alpha?
Yeah,
probably
Mothman.
like
Who is the alpha male?
Mothman. No, okay. Mothman made itself very well known for a couple months there. Was constantly
a
fucking
whole year.
Was constantly fucking peacocking and flaring at people and following people and flashing its big red Oakley ass eyes at them.
Which, like, is there a cryptid that we can think of that has like more powerful alpha male energy than the Mothman?
I don't know,
big
dude.
legs.
Chupacabra.
No,
Chupacabra is such a beta.
No, dude, they get in your head.
No,
They
dude.
How do they get in your head?
Have you never heard those stories about like
chupacabras infamously have psychic powers?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them like alphas. All they do is like suck livestock dry, dude. Honestly, I'm saying gray aliens and insectoids for alpha.
Okay.
I definitely think No, dude. Okay, here's my qualifier is every time we think of rankings, I think alpha fucks beta bucks, and nobody has made any more money than Point Pleasant, Virginia has made off of the Mothman.
Oh, so you think? Oh, yeah, but that makes the town the beta.
That makes the town the beta.
And if the town is the beta, then definitionally the Mothman has to be the alpha.
Like
right?
Mothman fucks and the town is getting the bucks.
Yeah.
I can't argue.
No,
with
that's
that.
not how it works, though.
I don't know. I feel like
that
you
was
just
the
laid it out.
definite. Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
you
put it on the table.
You've been
and
hoisted by your own petard, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, then we got our alpha. It's Mothman. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
What are like the other types? I know there's more.
The
than
Wendigo.
3. They have so many types of males.
I mean,
Oh, other males. I think it's like. Oh god damn it! I think this is like gamma. So the thing is,
Yeah.
going off vague memory, I guarantee I'm gonna get this all wrong.
That's
Betas,
fine. It doesn't matter.
Betas aren't actually the like super submissive. Betas are supposed to just be like normal ass dudes.
Right, and then the omega male is the.
I think it's like omega or
Yes.
gamma or like
Yes.
the actual like submissives.
Right. Okay. Now the omega male of cryptids has to be the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
yeah, they literally just exist as like saggy, long-legged blobs.
Yeah, they're just like wispy.
They just like walk away. They look like Jacob.
So yeah, sure. So, but here's the thing, though, is that like the Fresno Nightcrawlers aren't really that popular. Is there like a relatively mainstream cryptid that we can put into the omega male category?
It's gotta be like.
I would actually say the Greys. They're doing
they're like a cryptid though.
no,
really?
they're doing all this hard work.
I don't know.
They're doing all this hard work for no thanks. They're tiny. They're blobby.
That's okay, but that's
think
if
they got
you
these
subscribe.
they think they got these big brains.
No, Tim.
They're just
Okay,
fondling
but have you
people.
not heard the theory that the Greys are actually just automatons controlled by the insectoid to interact with us?
Yeah, Tim, come on.
Like, get on the latest lore,
Tim,
bruh.
like,
Yeah,
geez,
Tim,
dude,
come on.
read a
Like,
book.
That's why I
Watch more
said both
Hellier.
of them.
I'm gonna say it's the Loch Ness monster. It just comes out. It's
Nessie?
like
No, Nessie's a woman.
okay, it doesn't mean that like.
I'm pretty
it's
sure the
fucking
Loch Ness
2021, dude. A woman can be like an omega male. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
The
but
year of our Lord.
Just fucking comes out like on misty days and then disappears again. Like doesn't really want to fuck with anyone.
Here's the thing. You know how many women make bank off of Instagram and OnlyFans using that exact same thing?
Yeah, that's true.
Nessie is a fucking woman making bank.
The Loch
Nessie
Ness
is-
monster is the e-girl of cryptids.
Exactly.
She is, dude.
Come on, that's not true. The angles are all off.
Okay, I have some dating advice for the one woman who will probably transition into a man that's listening to this podcast right now. Listen, if you're a lady out there and you got a crush on a guy and you're like, how do I like start this conversation? How do I like make this work? Here's what you do. All right, ask him which animals he thinks he can fight. That will turn into a 3-hour conversation. I guarantee you.
What animals do you think you could fight?
Okay. First of all, anything under 50 pounds is fucked. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything. I will bring it up. I will say anything below 50 pounds is fucked, except for cats. Any cat below 40 pounds is fucked. I will give cats like an extra 10 pounds of leeway before they're fucked.
Any one of these cats in this room can fuck your shit.
I
Not for
literally
long.
dude.
watched a cat fucking chase you down your driveway.
Yeah, well, he spooked me. But I was. Yeah, but okay. Here's the difference, though.
Okay, but if
No,
he was in a
hang
life
on.
or death fight and one of my cats was savagely attacking him, he would pick it up in its squirming, wriggling state and drop kick it across the room.
No.
So that definitely is true. And then like I would say like an herbivore. I would say that any herbivore that weighs the same or less than me is probably also pretty fucked.
Let's
Goats would fuck your shit up.
A goat would be hard because like because with all of like the head based ungulates would be hard because like how am I gonna get through the skull? I would have to like poke their eye out or something.
You could boot it like as hard as you could. It's in the perfect position to just nail it in the chest.
Oh, you're right.
Dude.
I could just like stomp on the rib cage until like its organs stopped working.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Why would you go for the head?
No, what
That's
would
a good
actually
point.
happen is it would stand up, and then Jacob would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, you
Oh,
fucking
stop
idiot? Why are
that."
you standing?" And then he'd realize halfway through that that's an attack animation.
And
Yeah,
then
but I've seen
you realize that its hooves are just gloves and it has hands underneath.
I had goats growing up, so I know what all of their attack animations are. I'm gonna be able to like get the iframes to get out of the way of all of those.
You still leg sweep if they're standing up, dude.
Yeah, that's another good thing is that all of those hooved animals have like weak ankles, and like if I break a leg, then there's no way.
Brother, I've
Fight's
seen
over.
your ankles.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
My ankles are fine. I'm bipedal.
They're going to take your legs out. They're just going to knock you over with their fucking heads.
Also, why would you fight a cousin?
Jacob is very goat-like.
Almost any bird is probably pretty fucked. Like, probably not an emu would beat my ass for sure.
Oh yeah, emus are dangerous.
Emu's gonna fuck me up.
Any
Ostrich
bird of prey would fuck your shit up.
Yeah, but I would win in the end. Like if I was like if there was like a harpy eagle coming at me, it's like it would fuck me up really bad. But like once my ape hands are around its neck, like that's the end.
Jacob, you know what? I think you could take an emu, and I'm saying this having experience because my grandmother used to farm emus, and she was 5 feet tall and maybe 160 pounds.
The move on emus and cassowaries, because like they're really aggressive and really violent and dangerous, but if you can like get behind them, they can't kick you. Like if you just like if I just like grabbed onto its neck and like went down into like a judo hold with all my weight, I don't like, because if its feet are like if I take it down and its feet are like kicking into the air and it can't get me, like it's fucked. But I can't do that with an ostrich because they're too big.
Yeah.
They weigh too much.
I would draw the line at ostrich, but you could definitely take an emu and then please make jerky out of it because I haven't had that since I was a child and I'm craving it now.
Ostriches are roughly kaiju sized,
Yeah, they are approximately kaiju sized. You don't have any opinions on which animals you could fight?
Well, we were talking about which ones you could fight, and me and you already established that like the biggest one you could take is like a female whitetail. So like,
oh, dude, yeah, I would fuck up a female whitetail deer for sure. I would even roll the dice on a male depending on what the rack looked like. Because I figure,
dude. After watching like dogs get stomped by females, if a buck got you down, and just started shit stomping you, you'd be jelly.
Maybe. Which animals do you think you can fight? Let me know in the comments.
What the fuck are they gonna comment at, dude?
On Patreon, dumb. There's comments on Patreon.
That's stupid.
If y'all comment on Patreon, I will actually read and engage with you.
I only engage on Twitch. Don't come at me.
You don't even have a Twitch account.
No, but I'm on yours.
Do we also...
He's about to lose his mind, dude.
He is. Jacob, are you doing okay over there?
I'm doing fine. Will you pour me another shot?
Yeah.
How much effort do you think it would be to get a gator on our commune? Like, I know they're cheap.
Okay, so the problem is, an alligator is cheap. You can buy an American... God damn it, Amanda, you just fucked the whole audio up. Okay, now everybody heard you drop the whiskey cap in the background. Okay, we gotta talk about gator, because this is a good topic. Okay. So you can buy an American alligator off the internet for $100.
Right.
So that's easy. The problem is, in Washington State, you need like an exotic rehabilitation animal license or whatever to own an alligator. So we would need to do enough work to trick the state into thinking we were actually rehabilitating animals, which we're not doing if we only own one alligator.
Right.
This could very quickly spiral into us having a bunch of fucked up animals, which would also be good.
So, why would you want to pay $100 for some fucking just garbage secondhand gator? You don't know who's owned it. You don't know where it's been. I can go back down and visit some family for a brief vacation and come back up with some homemade artisanal flat fuck.
Okay, if you bring me All right, fine. Okay, but here's the question, though, is how much gas are you going to spend driving down to Louisiana and back?
It's about the quality.
It's okay, so you're saying that you can go back down to Louisiana and get us a high-quality,
high-quality, local-grown boy.
Fresh off the presses. Okay. How are we going to... All right, so somebody...
All right, so what I think I'm going to plan on doing is incorporate an LLC and start acquiring animals. I'll quit my job. If you want to see more animal content, please subscribe to our Patreon, and I will show you every animal that I rescue.
You're making a lot of promises that I have to deliver on right now, Amanda. Let's start out with, like, the chimkins and the alligator.
Yeah, those go hand in hand.
If you guys
honestly,
if you guys call them chimkins the whole time, I will eventually just feed them to the alligator.
That's what you're gonna have to do anyways. Like, what's the alligator gonna eat?
Yeah, we got to breed enough
nosy neighbors.
This
chimkins.
just in, I am letting you know that Jack Daniel's, not sponsored, is not a good sipping whiskey.
Yes, I was about to say, just shoot the thing. Just shoot the fucking...
No, whiskey is a sipping whiskey, you psycho. What are you talking about, you fucking maniac?
You have it in a shot glass. Why haven't you just shot it yet?
Because I'm sipping it.
Why?
Because this was my drink of choice in college when I still had hope.
Wait, okay, no, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because
if you're drinking Jack, your hope's gone,
dude. Okay, so you're telling me that, like, when you were young and optimistic, you were already on whiskey. What the fuck, dude?
So
like,
what I would do,
you go to Stalker and Darkest Dungeon.
So what I would do is I would go out to the bar and I'd order a double Jack on the rocks, and I'd just sip it throughout the course of the night while my friends were getting wasted on dollar bottles. And you know what? I felt great at the end of the night, and they all felt like shit.
Okay, so don't drink whiskey, kids. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, Jacob has a weak mouth.
That really brief clip right there, the coughing and the don't drink whiskey, kids, that's your opener.
So fucking the problem is that I've done a lot of shots over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
And every time I do a shot, it does like 1d6 psychic damage to me. And then each additional shot brings me closer to just like gagging. Because they're so gross.
So I think we're just built different because, like...
Yes, we are. I've seen you just like one time. Okay. You know those, like, everybody listening to this probably knows, but you know those, like, when you go to the liquor store and you buy those like little tiny bottles that are like sometimes they're a shot and sometimes they're a double shot. And like... they've got a little tiny neck and a little tiny bottle hole in them, so you can't, like, just slam it like a shot. You gotta, like... So I've seen fucking Amanda just, like, pound one of those of vodka like it was fucking water. Like, it's not good, dude.
I don't remember when I did that.
It was right after I moved in.
Remember whenever you made Jacob that one fucking drink that almost killed him, and you were like, yeah, this is just a light thing you used to drink in grad school.
Yeah. Hold on, let me, like, preface this whole story. Okay, so, like, one weekend, me and Amanda and Tim were, like, fucking decided to, like, drink and watch movies or something. And Amanda was like, oh, Jacob, let's buy... What alcohol did you buy?
Okay, so I think if I remember correctly, I can't remember if I wanted to make old-fashioned.
Yes, that's what it was.
An old-fashioned or a Manhattan.
So it was a Manhattan.
It was a Manhattan. So what you do in a cheap grad school Manhattan is you get bourbon and you mix in a sweet vermouth. Then... if you really want to get fancy, you put in a cherry and a little tiny bit of orange zest. But we didn't have oranges or cherries.
So we were using, like, orange kombucha or something?
No, the orange kombucha was after I just made you a bare bones Manhattan of bourbon and vermouth.
Well, okay, yeah. Here's the thing. So you think it's got a sweet vermouth and, like, some orange shit in it or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're like, so she hands me, like, this 8-ounce glass. And it's like, here, Jacob, this is what I used to drink in college. So I'm thinking, like, okay, this is like a mixed drink. It's going to be fine. It'll have, like, a little bit of bite to it because it's got, like, a shot of bourbon in an 8-ounce glass. I drink it, and it's, like, fucking pure bourbon. And, like, you cannot taste anything in it. I'm like, Amanda, what the fuck did you... it was, like, 3 shots. So... it was way too fucked up for me to just drink 3 shots with like a splash of orange juice out of a fucking glass. So I pour that whole thing into a Coke, drink it, and like almost die. I'm sitting there like watching Zach Bagans like try to suck off a ghost or something, and I'm just like, guys, I'm not gonna make it.
Okay, so to be fair, the reason we were drinking Manhattans is because it was when me and my friend got really into Mad Men.
That is, what do you mean? Who the fuck got really into Mad Men?
Ryan.
Okay,
White girls.
Hey, ladies, while we're talking, just the two of us, right?
Wait, what do you? Hang on.
There's no women on this.
Yeah, first of all, no women. Actually, you know what? There is a surprising amount of women in my Discord, like way more than I thought would show up.
And they're all really talented.
Which is weird because my YouTube demographic says that only 5% of the people that watch my videos are women, but there's way more than 5% in the Discord.
Well, that just means you have a lot of like really uninterested men watching your videos.
That might be true. Anyway.
And welcome back to the podcast. So today we're talking about unnecessary personal hygiene items. And as a woman, I would like to say we get the gamut of innovation that we did not need. So I was sitting here the other day and I was on my social media feeds, and the problem
I was browsing my social media feeds.
I don't know why you said that.
For some reason, like saying browsing my social media feeds, I'm just imagining like just you're sitting in like your art room with like the helmet from the cover of Neuromancer, just like consuming Twitter directly in your veins.
No, Amanda says browsing social media feeds like fucking Mark Zuckerberg talks about.
Yeah, I got
grilling.
Okay, so
like
what I'm doing, I actually have a technique, you guys. So what I do
Yeah.
is I get on my phone and I have all of my social media
Groundbreaking
feeds.
so far.
I stopped
And-
checking my stock tickers and I get on my phone.
No, Chaplin, get off the table.
Get that fucking cat off the table.
Why is this motherfucker so
Chaplin.
long?
Long boy.
Long boy. Subscribe to the Patreon to help put food in my cat's mouths.
I don't pay for their cat food. Fuck them cats.
Anyway, so I was navigating my social media feeds. What I do is I have a process where I go between each one. So that I can see what the algorithm is collecting on me at any given time from any given source. And Facebook must have really taken notice of when I was teaching sex ed, because it's just been giving me nothing but sex toys and lingerie.
Yeah, it's definitely that you were teaching sex ed and it doesn't have anything to do with your personality whatsoever.
Exactly,
It's not.
exactly.
It's definitely
So-
just
It's got nothing
the
to do
sex
with what
ed.
you've been shopping for.
Yeah.
No, so anyways, what the ad that I came across that I showed to Jacob was for sponges that after a man has come into your vagina, a person with a penis, has come into your vagina, right? You can take this little sponge and you can shove it in there and suck up all that goo. And I didn't understand the purpose of it.
Right, okay.
Wait, hold on. Is it for after? Because
Yes. This was it was marketed towards like
Chaplin!
it was marketed you get that fucking cat out of here. It was like marketed towards women who like think that it's gross and icky when after sex they like stand up and it drips out a little bit. It was like, so it's like, do you want to like...
That's such a tiny demographic.
That's what I'm saying. Who cares? Like, when is this... Who are these women that are like, ew, gross?
Why
Like,
is it a
you're-
sponge, though?
you're either-
Can't you get the same effect from, like, a fucking, like, washcloth?
Yeah, like a napkin. Just
There's
put
only only two groups of people who are actively going to care about getting cum in, and it is either women who are actively being like trying to have a child,
Yeah.
or women with a breeding fetish, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where all of the women that I've ever dated have been like, fill me up. Like, where are these girls coming from?
Okay,
this
yeah,
just in,
but,
Jacob
like-
exclusively dates chocolate eclairs.
Women have it sort of rough, right? Because there's like just a multi-billion-dollar industry built around trying to convince them that their vaginas are gross and weird. Have you guys
Okay,
fucking
Yeah,
noticed
dude.
that?
listen, hear me out. This is my thought on the sponge, okay?
Okay.
They are made for women, but they're marketed towards men, right? Because it's a guy,
Yeah.
like, it's a dude browsing, and he's like, oh, fuck, I want my girlfriend to buy those because I think it's icky when the cum gets on me.
Okay.
Who
That's
in their
the
right
smaller
mind
demographic.
think it's icky when their own cum gets on their own
so
body?
many people.
Yeah, no,
like,
no,
Okay,
I
no,
don't,
Curtis,
that's such
I
a
think
small
something's
demographic.
wrong with you.
Dude, okay, the
No,
amount.
I,
if you-
you know how
Are
many
you
times
allergic
I've-
to your own semen?
It's- I
'Cause
didn't
that
say it was
is
me,
medically-
for one.
No,
So-
that is a medical disorder you can have where you're allergic to your own semen and it causes
but you know how many
contact
people
dermatitis.
I've heard just be like, oh, I fucking hate it when it's like gets on me. Like it's so gross when it drips out.
Imagine-
or like when
Hey, maybe you should wear a fucking condom.
Friends that I'm not even gonna like mention by name. That's like, dude, cum smells so bad. Like it makes me want to fucking gag.
Yeah,
I
it's-
think
yeah,
that's
because
a
the only thing you
personal
fucking
problem,
drink is-
though.
The only thing your diet is Monster Energy drinks and Jack in the Box, and it's gonna come out stinky. So it's your problem, you fucking asshole.
Okay, though, but most fucking like things that are for women are actually for men. Like,
If you're like that, might
No,
be
that
a
is
good point.
that is a fair point.
It's like, oh, I'll buy this for her as a gift. But if
no,
you're,
it's like I want you to start using this because I have an issue, like birth control. Or
Imagine-
like,
Yeah, birth
Imagine-
control is a product for men marketed at women.
imagine being.
I wouldn't
so,
say that necessarily.
Bitch, did you just interrupt me? Imagine.
I did because you know what? I do not feel like
I'm
three.
important enough
No,
for
I
me
feel
to
like
finish what I was saying.
no, I feel like you are three men talking about how anything to do with women works, and I would like to say
Yeah, okay.
that I am the only person here who has lived as a woman,
okay, but
That's
and
we're
birth
talking about
control
how-
is also marketed at women because the less kids we have, the more we can actually make our own money and get out from under the heel of you assholes.
First of all, you love being under heels. Second of all, imagine being so insecure as a dude that you think like contact with your own cum somehow makes you gay. Like you're in some
Dude.
sort of like quantum relationship with yourself.
I feel like this is now the part to bring up that Roosh V thinks that like normal anal sex with women is a gateway to homosexuality.
Okay, I'm willing to talk about this because I think it's funny. Nobody knows who the fuck Roosh V is. That is like a fucking Q list internet name.
He is a professional rapist who actively takes money from other men to teach them how to
Alleged
rape.
rapist for legal reasons.
So what if he gets us?
do you realize? Okay, Tim. Do you realize how insane it is if nobody knows who that is, and then you say he is a professional rapist? Because now everybody listening to this is going to be like, "Whoa, that's an occupation." Like, if you don't know, like, you have to know who he is for the joke to work.
Okay, so I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
just getting-
Give me a
so-
second. I'll explain who he is.
Okay.
God damn it. So
yeah.
Rushvi was the biggest name in the new generation of pickup artists
Okay.
of the
So-
2010s.
Okay.
Didn't he write Bang?
He wrote Bang, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
what I'm getting out of this is there's a character out there named Roosh V who's apparently a big player in the pickup artist community.
He was a
an
guy, yeah.
alleged rapist and
Okay.
bread scientist.
That's great.
The more I hear
Now.
about this, the fucking less I like it. Like,
This
You're not supposed to like it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like it. This guy has made the argument that anal sex with a woman is like a gateway to being gay.
So one of the really hilarious parts of following this motherfucker
Yeah.
is that if you follow his career, he like starts as just a normal ass pickup artist.
Yeah.
He wrote a bunch of garbage books.
Yeah, they probably
that-
all suck, I'm
that
sure.
don't fucking mean anything.
Yeah.
And he
It's the
sells them.
same book over and over. He just changes what country he's saying the thing about.
Yeah, and he sells it to lonely dudes because he sells like Bang, and then there's like
Yeah.
Bang Ukraine and Bang all the, and it's
Yeah.
like, and it's the same fucking book, and he sells to the same bunch of lonely nerds. And if you follow his career, he goes from like relatively normal pickup artist kind
Yeah.
of pseudo rapey shit,
Yep.
and he just moves further and further down the line of like crazy ass reactionary garbage.
Yeah, well, you
to
have
the
to
point
be-
that now he's basically arguing that normal anal sex with a cis hetero woman is a gateway to homosexuality, which he of course
Exactly.
views as an awful, horrible
what?
crime against humanity because he has this new neo-masculinity
Yeah.
thing he's trying to
Yeah.
peddle.
I could see that though, because like, I mean, okay, so I've taught sex ed for quite a few years.
Yep.
And I've seen a number of trends where like women are curious about anal, but they don't have the capacity to ask for it in the bedroom sometimes, or guys will be like, what,
I mean,
or they'll be like, I really want that, and the girl will be like,
also
anyways, what you get is like a guy who's probably like closeted bi, and if I was a man, right? This is a hypothetical. I'm not saying that I endorse these views, but if I was a guy, I was like, but like, of course I'd make the switch to gay men. You know how many gay men?
No, that's fucking
but you're
out of
already
control,
bisexual,
dude.
you asshole.
Okay, but
let me tell you. Let me.
I would make hold on. Let me
we're
finish.
bisexual. Sex is just different for us.
No, let me finish.
Okay,
right?
All right, fine.
Right. So if
Continue defending Roosh V, Amanda. I guess.
okay, I'm not
have
defending
somebody
him.
in his corner at the table.
I'm not defending him. What I'm saying is, we probably have an alleged closeted bisexual for legal reasons who
it's not illegal to say that to accuse somebody of being bisexual.
Yeah,
first
dude,
of all.
what the fuck?
Yeah, but I don't want to get
my right to do
I don't
that.
want to get canceled on Twitter. All right,
You're not even on Twitter.
We are far beyond the point.
So if I had the choice between trying to pick up women who I'd been trying to pick up this whole time, and I thought, like Roosh V thinks, that women are manipulative shrews, I wouldn't try to get in a woman's ass, dude. I'd go up to that little twink dancing in short shorts because I know he wants a cock in his ass.
Yeah, you want some femboy shit?
I want some femboy shit.
Here's
and
the thing.
you know what? He's already had practice, so I don't have to really do much.
So here's the thing that I would like to point out to people who are considering this debate of whether or not anal sex with a woman is somehow some sort of bizarre gateway drug to anal sex with a man. You probably all have, everybody watching this probably has 2 monitors because you are a clown who lives in a cave and watches YouTube videos and isn't in my Discord community. Because if you're in my Patreon, you're fucked. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. I can't help you. You're already a lost cause if you're in my Patreon. So I know you have 2 monitors, maybe even 3.
Welcome to the shit show, boys.
Pull up a man ass on one monitor.
Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Female ass on the other monitor.
That one's up
and
to
then
you.
just turn them on and off and go 1 or 2.
Don't do that. Don't. And
1 or 2.
And you can even pull up like a feminine man ass. Like this guy's like waxing and bleaching. Like he's going the whole 9 yards. And you'll notice that on the man ass, nuts hang down. And then on the female ass, they don't. Of course, this is assuming that nobody here is transgender. That's the difference, right? Like there's 2 different types of asses here.
Listen, brother, it's all about texture.
Ass is ass, man.
It's all about texture.
Ass is ass.
If you're not looking, dude, ass is ass.
No.
It doesn't matter if you're
mean,
looking.
no,
ass
if
is
it's
ass
like-
all the same.
If it's like a fucking like glory hole situation where there's just an ass up there and I'm like so desperate that I'm like, I'm just going to assume that's a female.
Yeah, well, that's part of the excitement of the glory hole, right?
Exactly.
Is that it's
but
like, oh,
if
it could
I'm
be.
out, like, actively trying, like, to fucking find someone for anal, I'm not going to be like, you know what? Gay guys will let me fuck them in the ass. Like,
look, no, dude. I'm gonna make an official Tim suggestion right now.
Okay, I can't wait to see where this is going.
All right, just if you're ever hot to trot, just ask a buddy. Be like,
ask one of your friends to suck you off.
No. Be like, hey man, I've been thinking about it, and do you mind?
Can I get a handy?
Like, listen,
No.
Behind the Jack in the Box, please.
No, the whole
Dude,
thing.
I'm
you look submissive
struggling.
and breedable. Can we do the whole thing?
We already made it through the Halo 3 couch co-op campaign together. If we fuck, like, we're not that much more gay.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I looked over and you were on the love seat next to me, falling asleep with my PlayStation 2 controller in your hand.
Oh, when I was playing The Suffering 2.
I was like, you know what? He would probably let me fuck him in the ass.
Yeah.
Those hands look like they'd be dexterous enough to touch me in just the right way.
Who, my hands?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say that. No, we've already decided. Okay, hang on. Here's this smooth transition because I'm such a veteran podcast host with almost 100 episodes under my belt. If you just were confused by that statement, there's only 1 episode of this one. You're not missing anything. The other one is lost to time. But listen, what is everybody's here like, oh, Jesus Christ, the fucking whiskey's kicking in. What is everybody's like stat build at this table? I already have established that I am high intelligence, low wisdom. This is well regarded at the table.
Okay.
I think Curtis is like pure charisma build.
I'm an NPC.
What do you mean that's not a build?
Fuck
You can't
off,
just-
dude.
No.
You're raw charisma with like, but you took luck as a dump stat.
No, dude. You guys don't even know if I really exist.
I mean, technically, I don't know if anybody. This whole thing I could be like having a total hallucination right now. So Amanda, I'm not sure what Amanda is, right? Because you have like a decent. I think you might be like intelligence charisma hybrid.
I was
Intelligence,
actually
charisma.
gonna say like, you know what? Yeah, I was initially gonna go with wisdom because
Yeah.
I intuit a lot of shit.
Yeah, because it's like okay, maybe like wisdom charisma.
Wisdom
Okay,
charisma.
yeah, you're definitely not because like okay, you have a master's degree.
Yeah.
But also, you will just like shit your pants in public and be like, "Oops, sorry." So
Never shit my pants in public.
So
Okay, so here's what it is. I have a master's degree, but my master's degree isn't really in intellectual pursuits. My master's degree is in talking to college students in a way that actually helps them achieve shit instead of like compounding their mental disorders. So I feel like I just got a master's degree in wisdom.
Okay, all right. So are you going with like full wisdom build?
No, wisdom and charisma because, guys, I don't know how to tell you all this, but Jacob lives with a hottie.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Tim.
Yeah.
Who is the hottie that I was with?
Me.
What?
She said lives with a hottie.
Lives
Tim.
with.
Lives? Oh, I thought you said. Wait. What?
Jacob lives with a hottie. Amanda's trying to tell the crowd that they are hot. Keep up.
Okay, listen.
Guys, I'm full charisma wisdom because I get shit done and I look damn good doing it.
Okay, so Tim,
I want to change my build to depression.
that's not a stat. We're using classic D&D stats here.
Okay.
You can't pick.
I'll
that
figure
one.
it out. Come back to me.
All right, I think Tim is probably like I want to say intelligent strength hybrid because it's like he also has a college degree and is a smart guy, but if there's like a chair in the way of like him and the refrigerator, the chair is like we're gonna have to replace it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have very strong bull in the China shop energy.
Yeah, and you like you work a manual labor job, like it lines up. After you get done commenting what kind of animals you can fight, you can also comment what type of D&D build you are. And and that's engagement, boys.
I've
That is.
decided I don't want to be a D&D build. I'm more of like
what do you got?
I'm Final Fantasy Tactics job system, so I can just
Okay.
swap out like
All right.
whenever I feel like
This is
it.
really clever,
Okay.
actually.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay,
Well, it's
I don't know
kind
if you
of
get to do that.
no, it's
No, I
kind of
do.
like it's kind of like Warhammer Fantasy RPG where you take points in different skill progressions, and those skill progressions are sold to you and packaged as different careers that you can switch between. But it's a more because it's a tabletop and not is Tactics handheld or is it
Yes.
both.
okay? So
There's
instead of it
Tactics
being a video
Advance and,
games,
like War of the Lion.
yeah,
and then there's-
instead of it being a video game where you can like switch between them rapidly, in Warhammer Fantasy RPG, you actually have to finish the career before you switch to another one.
I'm actually like Golden Sun, where the class of sorcerer that I am depends entirely on which kind of elemental genie monsters I happen to have on
yeah,
me.
and like what you can do depends like what your friends have going on too.
Yeah, exactly,
No.
dude.
Anyways, my point is I can change my job depending on the situation. Because
So-
I can like fix your lawnmower, but I can
Yeah.
also like
You know what?
not do that.
No, I think what's really going on here is that Curtis is a RuneScape character.
That's true.
He has
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
skills, and he can just like level up any skill at any
Yeah.
point. He's ascended beyond stats.
I could absolutely win a debate with Davy Jones.
Yeah, I should just cut into that zero context.
That's how you start this whole bit.
Yeah, like I could fucking definitely like he's got a squid for a face.
Like he literally cut his heart out. Like he couldn't hold on to his emotions. Like how hard
Why
could it
am
be?
I
really?
imagining Davy Jones but speaking like Dave Shapiro?
Dave
Oh,
Shapiro. That's
So,
not a person.
like-
You mean Ben Shapiro? You fucking asshole.
So imagine Ben Shapiro with octopus tentacles.
I hate that. I hate that you said that.
So hypothetically, Jacob, if I were to ask you to purchase your soul and you were in a way and needed to get yourself off of this beach, would you in fact talk to me about it? Or would you make fun of me for not being able to get my wife as wet as this ocean?
There is literally no possible way that a demon as much of a fucking booger-picking dork as Ben Shapiro would be able to convince me to sell my soul.
So let's say
0% chance.
Let's say, do you fear death?
Do you fear death?
Okay,
Jacob?
that offer is off the table. But hypothetically, you can lift 130 pounds. I weigh 130 pounds. Would you pick me up and fuck me against the wall like the sussy baka that I am?
Oh my god, dude.
Well, I've decided that I'm actually gonna join a cult after watching Midsommar. So
Which cult?
I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely gonna be like one of those European ones because they.
All right.
What do you mean? Okay, Europe is like a continent. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Well, he just
It's
watched
just
the movie.
like-
He just watched Midsommar.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to join like a Nordic cult?
Well, I just said I haven't decided.
Okay, but you're Irish. Like, you want to join like a Celtic cult?
No, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I just want to get in. You know, okay. So here's how the process goes. I go in, right? I'm like, I know that they're a cult, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. Like, this is terrible. But slowly, they're like, no, dude, it's cool. Try some of this fucking tea. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was kind of cool. I still know you guys are a cult. And they're like, yeah, but like, come watch some of us like kill ourselves.
Okay, I don't understand what is your goal?
Okay, here's the goal though. At the end of my journey, right? Yeah. I feel like I'm part of something.
Yeah.
And I feel good.
Okay, but Tim is right. You're just saying the plot of Midsommar.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's literally the plot of Midsommar.
He just wants to have the journey.
Okay.
The plot of Midsommar is to go through that journey, but you're also, as the viewer, going through the journey with the characters.
Damn, dude.
Because
film
at the beginning,
yeah,
you know they're a cult and they're bad. And at the end, you're like, you know, her friends fucking sucked. And this cult, so many people have like the worst take on that movie because they're like, oh, it's a horror movie and it's not even scary. Like,
dude,
okay, it's not.
No, now you got me fired.
Because that movie is actually pretty scary.
People out there that fucking say that movies like Midsommar and Hereditary and shows like Haunting of Hill House and stuff, they're not even scary. It's because you're like a 14-year-old dumbass who thinks that like watching a pop horror movie and like you're a fucking spooky ghost comes out and like makes a spooky ghost noise and you're trying to finger your girlfriend and in the theater because you're a fucking animal and like you jump and you're like, oh, I was trying to it's a spooky ghost and I was trying to touch pussy. Fuck you. Fuck you. You piece of garbage. You have shit taste. Horror movies are bad because of you. It is your fault that fucking goddamn Paranormal Activity 72 still turned over like a 200% profit in theaters. Eat my asshole. You don't understand. You're not an intellectual. In the great words of Alex Jones. This has been Film Corner with Jacob and his roommates. I'm losing my fucking mind. Somebody send help. All right, well, that was whatever the fuck this is. Listen, I lost my train of thought completely. How was I going to do this outro?
You were going to tell them that we'll be back in a week.
Yes, we'll be back in a week.
You're going to plug your pluggables.
I will actually give each and every one of you who listen a kiss if you consent.
Yeah, so if you want to get a little smooch from Curtis, go ahead and let me know on Patreon. We can set up a smooch. Everybody who's listening to this, you guys are already kind of like the insiders because you're the ones who like my content enough to sign up to pay me money for it voluntarily. So like, I don't have to fucking tell you to like go to Twitter and all that dumb bullshit. Give me suggestions for names. What should I call this? What's happening?
Give us topics you want us to talk about.
Give us topics. Yell at me about things that you want us to go off on.
Yeah, suggest that one game that you want him to review.
Don't do that because it's going to be Darkwood and I'm going to kill you. So
for legal reasons, that was not an actual threat.
Nantucket when?
Yeah, and
exactly.
Yep. So I guess I'll see you guys next week or something. Next week-ish. I'm working on a video. That'll be out, I suppose. You guys want to watch The Witch?
All right, bye, suckers.
Got some RuneScape content coming.